So, I want to talk about the healing effects of MDMA. I just want to preface this by saying that this is for educational purposes only, and I'm just talking about my experience with it. Everyone's experience will be unique and different, but this is what happened to me. So, I've done it twice, maybe once a year ago and once over the weekend, and I'm honestly still feeling the effects of it. But for one thing, it was beautiful. And what it does to me, for me, is that it releases all of my blockages, my thoughts, my hesitations, my fears, I didn't realize how many fears and blockages I had every day of my life. And even though I've gotten over a lot, and I, implement these spiritual practices every day, meditation and yoga, in order to, cope with life and kind of have a equanimous reaction to things that happen to me. All of those things have helped, but I still have so many little fears throughout the day, and anxieties, and I feel like I didn't realize how much I actually suppressed them until all of them were released. For a few months now, on and off, I would have tension in my neck, in my shoulders, in my back, and I feel like that's where I accumulate a lot of my stress. And when I'm not expressing myself and I'm holding back, it accumulates there, and that became so clear to me that night that once everything, all the fears and hesitations release, I was just in the flow. I just felt like a child again. I was just expressing myself honestly and fully, and there were no hesitations, there were no fears. And I'm realizing that I can achieve that state when I'm sober. It's it provided me a glimpse into what my life could be if I just let go completely of my hesitations and my fears of expressing who I am. Because a lot of the traumas that I grew up with too came up. I was like, fuck, because I expressed myself as a kid and the consequences were punishment, not all of the time, but a lot of the time. So suppressing crying, don't cry, don't know this, know that. It's just a lot of childhood trauma that we all grow up. And then we all remember that, maybe not consciously every day, but internally, subconsciously, we hold on to the consequences that happened when we expressed ourselves. And oh my God, it's just crazy how MDMA can release all those blockages and those traumas that we've held on to, and that we don't even realize we hold on to. How much of yourself do you actually express every day? When I realized, when everything was just so easy and so flowing, I just went up and talked to people and strangers that I wouldn't have otherwise, and I got really heart to heart with some people that night, and a lot of people opened up to me too. And it's when you spread love, when you express love, because that's what it all is. We are beings made of love, and laughter is an expression of love. This is me expressing love right now because I feel like I'm in the flow. I feel like I'm my true self when I'm speaking my truth, when I'm being honest. And when we resist that flow of love, that's when we experience pain. That's when we experience tension. That's when all this shit builds up and becomes illness and cancer and all those things that accumulate. But pain isn't a bad thing. Pain is just an alert system, alerting you that you need to let go, you need to relax, you need to stop resisting and stop holding on so tightly. And that's what I learned so hard that night. It was anxiety is not bad. Worrying isn't bad. All those fears, all those things come up because they're trying to help you. Those thoughts, those worries, they are trying to help you. They're trying to keep you safe. So they're not bad. But we've come to a point that we overthink, and we have all these anxieties that hold us back from expressing becoming who we truly are and our potential. And that's when we overdo it with the thinking. And so that's the thing. It's when you let go and allow that flow of love to just express through you, you not only help yourself, but you help everyone else around you express themselves and express their love. Because the truth of it, the very core truth of it all, is that we are love, and we need to express ourselves, express our love. And when you do that, you feel so free, And I think we have these tools. I don't like, these drugs or these herbs. I don't think they're bad. I think it's like the intention that you put behind it. Because you can use them as an escape or use them as a tool to heal, and for me, MDMA was a glimpse into how I can actually feel on a day-to-day basis if I just stopped resisting who I am. And as Teal Swan says, pain is just the result of the resistance of your true self, of your natural self. And your natural self is expression, is love, is joy, is just having fun. It's like being curious, and it's so crazy how simple everything is too. It's like, but yeah, I just wanna say that. And oh yeah, life's crazy, y'all. Okay, so this is part 2 of the MDMA healing effects, because I feel like I want to say a lot more about it. Another thing that I experience on it is the absolute overwhelming love that I have for everyone, and how much I actually suppress the love I have for people. It's crazy. Like, all my friends were around me that night, and I looked at each and every one of them and just saw how beautiful they were, and how funny they were, and how talented they were. And I realized how much I actually admire them, and I don't really express that enough, But the thing is, it's like I also realized I saw that in them because I saw it in me, and ultimately everyone outside of you, everyone is you. So how you treat other people, how you react to people, how you judge people is ultimately you judging yourself. And I'm realizing, my best friend Karama, I remember I was like, I'm mad at you because you have so much potential and you're so funny, but you don't express it. You're too afraid to express that, But then I'm like, wait a minute. He's just me, flipped inside out. I'm mad at myself because I've been restricting who I am. And so it's everyone's a direct mirror, man. It's beautiful to see. Oh, and another thing is, I felt like I had so much to look forward to because of how much change we're going through as a society, where right now it's obviously unprecedented, but the fact that people are all wearing masks and social distancing and all that stuff, it's like, yes, there are darker forces that are perpetrating fear and pitting us against each other, and highlighting our differences and making us fight over it, but it's because as source, as the universe expressing itself through us, because that's ultimately all we are. We're souls, we're beings, that's part of the universe expressing itself through us, through flesh, through this physical dimension. We decided to disconnect from source, from the universe, from God, come down here to experience the disconnection from love, to experience suffering and pain, anxiety, all of this, in the trauma, all those deep, deeper, denser emotions. To disconnect so much in order to realize that the truth actually is that we need to unite, we need to become together, because, and what's so beautiful about all of this, it's crazy, it's like, let's fractalize the hell out of the universe and come down here on earth and experience so much suffering and pain and disconnection, the only way out of that is to unite. And that's why a lot of more people nowadays, everyone I'm talking to is like, we need to form community again. We need to be tribal again. We need to like depend on each other and support each other, because that is what unity, that is what love is. It's like, you know, this is the universe, right? And then it fractalizes and then it comes right back together, and it's like a cycle of coming, disconnecting, coming together. It's ebb and flow, black and white, day and night. It's like all the polarities, and I find that so beautiful. So as dark as things may seem right now, it's like we chose this. We chose this experience to experience so much disconnect in order to realize that it's not who we are. It's not the truth. It does not do anything. All this fighting and all this fear, it's just you fighting yourself. It's you. It's this hatred. It's a cyclic, karmic cycle of suffering that we don't have to endure anymore. We're so drained and we're so sick of this as a society, you know. And as people wake up, people realize that the truth is actually, you know, wait, it's love. It's coming together. Why are we fighting? We're fighting over the dumbest things, like. It's just funny how, like, dumb, how it's just crazy. It's like, oh, you believe that? I believe this. We disagree. So, like, I don't like you because of that. It's like, why? There's no point. Everyone wants the same thing ultimately. They want love. They want to connect. They want to have fun. They want peace and ease and bliss. There's so much more we have in common, you know. And I'm gonna just focus on that, you know. And if I want to see a new world, create a new world, we have to become it. We have to love each other. We have to support each other. There's no more fighting. If we fight each other, and if we hate even if we hate and the perpetrators of fear and disconnect from them, and you know, throw all this negative energy towards them, we're not helping. That doesn't help, because that creates even more disconnection. We have to realize that actually these perpetrators, the darker forces, are actually aspects of who we are, like flipped inside out. We all have these darker aspects of ourselves, and we came down here to experience that. And so what we need to do is actually like thank them. And I know that's so hard to do. It was really hard for me to do because of all the trauma and the pain that they have inflicted upon us. But the thing is, it's like we can't keep fighting them. We can't keep hating them. We can't, because the only way out of this cycle of suffering is love. We have to say thank you. Thank you for the expansion. Thank you for the learning. But this is no longer serving us. It's no longer serving us, because it's draining our energy. And we're just going to keep going in cycles the more we separate ourselves from each other, from the perpetrators. We need to love. Look into each other's eyes, into the eyes of someone you maybe feel some tension or disconnect with, and see the humanity in them, and see, you know, that they are love. And the perpetrators of this darkness, this pain, are those beings that are so cut off from love and cut off from source. They feel so much lack, so they feel the need to manipulate and control in order to get what they want. But it's a never-ending cycle for them too, because they feel so much suffering and pain through all of it. They really do, and that's why greed has become a thing. And so, like I said over and over again, it's okay. It's like we all have this lack and this greed within us. We all have this darkness within us that we need to confront and be like, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. We came down to experience that, and it enriched us. It allowed us to learn and expand and grow. So yeah, it's a lot.